and devout men, not just Jews. He lying.
Right, yeah. It says Jews and devout men
Jews
from every
and
nation.
devout. He only dealing with Jews though.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie.
You lying. You lying. You lying. You lying.
Jews and devout
No,
men.
it says every nation under heaven.
No.
It says Jews,
Every nation under heaven.
Jews, comma, Jews, comma, devout men.
Verse 5.
That's what it say.
Semicolon is two different things. I know you got your.
Ain't no semicolon here.
But
I don't know why you keep thinking. Hold on. I don't know why you keep saying prison. I'm not you. I'm not you.
At Jerusalem,
I'm not you.
devout men out of every nation under heaven.
So when it says all men,
He
it
on our
says
side.
Jews were scattered throughout the whole earth.
They don't say that.
Jews
It don't say that.
in Egypt. You see how every time I speak, they gotta say something.
You're adding
I let
something
him
in the
speak, I
Bible.
didn't say nothing. I let him speak, I didn't
Man.
say nothing. They can't do things.
Ain't gonna let you lie.
They ask, why did
Ain't
I
gonna
give
let you
another
lie.
Bible
It
verse
says every nation under
to
heaven.
explain that.
Ain't gonna
Bible
let you
verse?
lie.
They don't know the Bible. I'm gonna show you why.
Ain't gonna let you lie.
Give me Isaiah.
Hold on, let's go back to Timothy. The
Because
Zion.
you asked
The
questions.
Zion.
Isaiah 28 is not a prescription on how to read the Bible. Isaiah 28. Watch he lie on Isaiah 28.
Read what you got.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 9.
Jump to verse 10.
Verse 10.
Right, jump right to, skip the context, go right to this verse. Skip the context.
Line upon line. Line upon line. Here a little and there a little.
The way that you read the Bible is precept upon precept.
That's not what that verse is
Precept
saying.
law. He gonna say it's not.
Precept is not a law.
Precept is a law.
It's not.
Precept, one law goes with another law.
It's not.
One line in the Bible can be explained in another.
That's a
verse.
lie.
Here a little and there a little. Here a little in the New Testament. Here a little in the Old Testament.
No,
Why? 'Cause
that's
the
not what
whole
that's
Bible is
saying.
one book.
No.
Hey, that's their
One book
problem.
of prophecy.
That's their
Now,
problem.
he asked, why did I go to another
That's their
scripture to
problem.
explain one?
They think Isaiah 28. They think Isaiah 28 and 10 is prescriptive on how to read the Bible.
I'm gonna show you. Give me 1 Corinthians 2. And it's
Let me
clear
show
to
you
right?
something.
It's clear to you.
Don't try to feed him.
You don't have blinders on. You didn't come up here with any.
The word
pre-existing
precept
notions.
in the Isaiah,
Like
the
me.
word precept in Isaiah 28 is only in the Bible 3 times. It's 2 times in Isaiah 28 and
This message is for IUIC Detroit and the rest of you Hebrew Israelites in the Metro Detroit area. You're not safe. If I see you outside teaching your lives, I'm pulling up on you. And I'm not signing no autographs, and we ain't doing none of that. Oh, this the fucking Hebrew Israelites from TikTok. We ain't doing all of that. Just know when you see me coming, I got debunking you guys on my mind. It ain't a grocery store. It's not a shoe store. It's not a river walk. It ain't nowhere you could be safe from me. It ain't nowhere you could be safe from me. If I find out you in the city teaching your lies to people, I'm pulling up on you.
You said, where does it come from? I just want you to look behind you. Turn around, just look that way. You see that right there? That's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. When we had them slave shackles on us, guess what? Whatever the religion of your slave master was, fell upon you, Greg.
No doubt.
That's why you became a Methodist. Why do you think you're a Methodist and another so-called black man in Alabama is Presbyterian?
I want to give all the praises and the honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Racha HaKwadash, and double honors to the elder apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Honors to you other elders, you brethren, you fellow believers of this truth. Shalom to you, few sisters. Shalom to the elect. So anyway, I got this video from the elder of South Carolina, GMS South Carolina, Elder Manat Zatba, and I actually watched the whole video, right? And he made a lot of great points. And this guy, Wayne, or whatever his name is, I've done a few videos on him off of TikTok, right? He's a weirdo. I mean, he gets so emotional that he definitely reminds himself, he should be reminded of maybe his mother or grandmother, sister, somebody, you know, he's an emotional wreck. As that meme says, emotional damage.
emotional.
Right? So this guy, he's got the spirit of his mother on him all day. But before I get started, I'm going to, I'm doing a little commentary with it. You know what's happening with these Christians, right? They're mad because they didn't jump on it first. You know what I'm saying? They wasted all the time in the world and sent people up in those unholy houses, holy on the left-hand side, right, in them unholy houses, right, to drink Welch's grape juice and crackers and communion. This is what they've done. They've forced the children at young ages to go worship not only a white Jesus, but a white Santa Claus, right? And a white Christopher Columbus. In fact, they even had a day out of school for that. And people got relief for Christopher Columbus. But in Black History Month, it was always about us defending our blackness, so to speak, our belief and heritage, right? Ourselves. It was never anything showing that we were greater. It was always, well, Harriet Tubman did this, Martin Luther King did that. Harriet Tubman was set up by the Quakers, by the way, by white abolitionists who owned her as a slave and tried to get her to get more slaves from one slavery to another. That's another video. Martin Luther King was another sellout, right? And white Jesus was the sickness to the black community. We couldn't identify with that. So these Christians are pissed off now. All these years they could have been going out preaching the gospel. They never done it, right? Why weren't they on the street corners, as Matthew 22:9 say, go ye there to the highways and bid to the marriage? And if this is the case, this seems to be that these Christians, like this weirdo, this effeminate weirdo, he doesn't care about the Bible. He just has more hatred for what the Bible teaches in these men that are out teaching the truth about who we are. He doesn't care about the Bible. He doesn't care about Jesus. He just hates when we talk about Esau. That's all that is. So we're going to go into John 8:32. I've been starting this off with a lot of scriptures. A lot of videos. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. The truth shall make you free. Right? And he went into context. He said, got to go into context. Jew, comma, devout men. We'll get into that. Here's the context. Right? So he said to the Jews who had believed him. See what I'm saying? Because there was Jews that didn't believe him. So you had different kind of Jews. You see what I'm saying? So even if he said Jews and devout men, you had different kind of Jews. Just like Acts 6. If you continue in my word, you are truly my disciples. Let's see who the real Christians are. Let's go to Acts. I went over this yesterday as well, since we're going into this book of Acts. Let's go to book Acts 11. A lot of you know where I'm going in with this, because we bring it all the time. 11:26. These are your real Christians. And when he had found him, he brought him into Antioch and came, I think this is going back to Saul, Tarsus to seek Saul. And when he had found him, he brought him to Antioch, and it came to pass that in a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch. So when we go back here, it says, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. What does the context says? Right? And another thing he said, these are weird ass Christians, man. Like, everybody's different. And this Christian came to us, he'd have cut the camera off. And then we'd have turned our back on him, be honest. When he said, it doesn't say in all the world, well, that's Deuteronomy 28:64. As Elder Monatizat brought out James 1:1. You were scattered to all nations. It's really that simple. This guy's not trying to hear the truth. Right? This guy's nowhere trying to hear the truth. So we're going to go to some online etymology. Let's see what that says. Let's look up the word context. As he said, Isaiah 28 has nothing to do with precepts. Okay. Context. This is what context means. What con mean with, and the text means according to doctrine, right? The entire text of writing from Latin contextus is a joining together, originally past participle conciliare, to weave together. This is what context means. This is why when Yahushua quoted, as he said, Esaias, right? These people draw with me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. Did we not see that? Did Yahushua quote that? Let's get that real quick. It says, with their lips, just to get the point. Matthew 15:8. And we're going to show you where it comes from. This people draweth nigh unto me with their mouth and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. And we go over here to the context, cross-reference, or what you want to call the precepts, right? This is what it says. Isaiah 29:13. Therefore the Lord saith, this people draw nigh to me with their mouths and honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. So these weird-ass Christians will say, well, see, this is Trinity, because this is him speaking of himself. Remember, he said, I come to do the will of my Father, which is in heaven. Let's go on down to John 8:42. Yahushua said unto them, if God were your Father, ye would love me, for I proceed forth and come from God. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me. So we're going to touch on Acts 2. I just want to get that context thing out of the way. We're going to go to Acts 2. These are some weird-ass Christians, man. Galatians 6:3. For if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. See, these men, especially these black Christians, make no mistake, this is nothing but hatred for their own, right? This is what Deuteronomy 28 is about. They will never go into the Holy Land, and they just automatically adopting their belief that they're the real people of God and we're Christians because they call themselves Jews, when the Jews were Christians, right? Even Yahushua, that's why I read that in the beginning, right? Now, if this was Hamites and the white man could be saved, these black Christians wouldn't put up this kind of fuss. You know it. This is purely genocidal behavior, right? This is the mindset that they just hate us. It is not even about, this is why it's all about black Hebrew Israelites. Nothing about white Hebrews, nothing about white Klansmen who are Christian, Protestant Christians. None of that. It's just a hatred for us. Make no mistake when in your thinking, this is all that is. This proves Deuteronomy 28, that I shall be evil towards your brother. And of course, this goes in perpetual, different times of generations, right? Perpetual curses throughout the generations. Because remember in Acts 21 when Paul said the Jews come to seek to kill me? You see what I'm saying? So this is what it is. It's the hatred. He has more love for Esau, right? More love for the system. If these are white Israelites out there saying this black ass wouldn't come up and say a damn thing. Guarantee it. It's just hatred towards Jake. These are the curses. That's what it is. Let's go to Acts real quick. Acts 2:5. And there were dwelling in Jerusalem Jews, devout men. So they're making a separation saying Jews, devout men. This idiot, right? And I'm going to call him that. He doesn't understand Old English. He doesn't understand that these words connect together. He doesn't understand because of translations. You had homeograph where words spelled the same but different in meaning, like Gentiles, right? Gentiles can be Hebrews and Gentiles can be other nations, right? He doesn't understand this, but let's go into what this is actually called. This is actually called hendiatis, right? A hendiatis, right? A hendiatis is one of the words typically modifies or qualifies the other, but instead of using normal grammatical relationship like an objective noun, adverb, or pairing, both words are given equal grammatical weight through coordination, right? Let's go to Google. Let's see what it says on Google. And definition, it says the expression of a single idea by two words connected with an, e.g., example, nice and warm, when one could be used to modify the other as in nicely or warm, right? So basically, Hendiatus in the Bible. Hendiatus is a rhetorical device used in language to convey single complex ideas through two words or a phrase connected by one conjunction, right? And the reason why that is because of Old English. You would say one thing and make the expression of it. His head and his hairs, like Revelation 1:13, were white like wool. All they had to do is say white, but then they say like wool for the texture, right? His eyes are the flame of fire. His feet like unto fine brass, right? We know fine brass is kind of dark. Fine brass really is purified. When you purify something, through purification, it becomes darker, right? So we understand that fine brass is dark. But then it says, as it burned in the furnace, right, to make the power in the statement. We see this in Revelation 7 and 9. Multitudes, kindreds, peoples, and tongues. That's all Hendiatus. It's called a Hendiades, right? Where all these things, when you look up ethnos, people, right, tongue, and kindreds, it's all pretty much the same thing, right? And this is what we see in Acts 2. Now, the elder explained it perfectly. You either get it or you don't at that point. It says, and there were dwelling in Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. So it was just telling them they was Jews, and then it said religious men. This devout goes back to religious believers, right? So even if it was two different manners of people, it would be Jews and it would be religious men. Well, who were the religious men? Israelites. But then, which we know that ain't the case. This is all saying the same thing. Then it says out of every nation under heaven. So what these guys is looking for commas and grammatical terms to change the narrative of how the sentence went, because they're not educated. They don't understand the Bible. This is why they shouldn't have it. This is why I said they were dwelling in Jerusalem, right? And then it says Jews, and then comma, devout men, and comma, out of every nation under heaven. It's all the same thing. That's where your Isaiah 49 and 6 come from. When we talk about go wake up the lineages of Israel and be a light to the Gentiles. That's what it's talking about. It's all one thing. It's all one word. Basically, it's all describing the same thing. And anybody can see this, but they want to make a separation. Well, who was those devout men? But then when we go on, he said keep reading, which I'm not going to read. It was just talking about all the nations. This is what it says in the 22nd verse. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. We see in Acts 13, it says, ye men and brethren, and ye that fear God. And the Christians will make a separation on that. That was all the force of the sentence. It's the same thing. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Jesus of Nazareth, a man approved of God, among you, by miracles and wonders and signs. What happened to everybody? So if it was for everybody, this would not even have to be in context. This wouldn't even have to be scripture. If the Lord decided, well, I'm sending the Messiah, I'm sending my son to wake up all mankind, why would we have to go to the Jews? Why couldn't you just go to all mankind? Right? Why would you have to say, wake up Jews? Aren't you supposed to wake up everybody? If the law doesn't matter, the Jews doesn't matter, why are they being described? Doesn't make sense. Right? And all through here it says, men and brethren, let me freely speak unto you, the patriarch of David. Right? Men and brethren. The 3,000 believe. Right? All through the Bible. Verse 39, for the promise is unto you and your children and to all that are far off. Yeah, that goes to Acts 2 as well. Well, actually, that is in Acts 2. Remember, he was speaking to all you, your children, and all far off, even as the Lord God shall call. So when you read at the top, and it says Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven, and then you try to separate devout men from the Jews and the Israelites, But then we go to the 29th verse. It says, men and brethren, let me freely speak to you, the patriarch fathers, the patriarch of David. Right? This is what it says. And to you and to all afar off. And by the way, it says 3,000 believe. Who was in them 3,000 mix up? We see up at the top of Acts 2, what it's saying. We see that. Jerusalem, Jews, devout men out of every nation. So the separation comes, and this is where it comes, because this idiot, he can't see it. You had Jews, and then you had unbelievers. So when you see Jews, devout men, these was exceptional men. Right? These was exceptional men. That's why it wasn't just Jews. It was saying Jews, devout men. Right? They would have been like top religious men out of every nation under heaven. That's all. Now when he was heard the noise abroad, the multitude came together and were confounded because every man had heard them speak in their own tongue. The multitude. Let's go to Genesis 48 and 18. This says, and Joseph said unto his father, and this cuts that, was that Genesis, 2 and 18? I can't remember. 3 and 25, when it says, out of Abraham's seed shall all the families of the earth be blessed. Let's go here. And Joseph said unto his father, not so, my father. Right? This is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son. I know it. He also shall become a people. Right? And he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he. And his seed shall become a multitude of nations. And he blessed them that day, saying, in thee shall Israel bless. Right? In thee shall Israel bless, saying, God make thee Ephraim and Manasseh, and he shall set Ephraim before Manasseh. And Israel said unto Joseph, behold, I die, but God shall be with you, and bring you again unto the land of your fathers. Moreover, I have given to thee one portion above thy brethren, which I took out of the land of the Amorite, right, with my sword and with my bow. So at the end of the day, who's the multitude of nations that he's going to make great? Israel. Deuteronomy 28:64. We're scattered through all the lands, as the elder brought out James 1 and 1. See, again, these Christians, they knew they'd effed up, right? They look back. What they're trying to do is they're trying to catch up and try to stop what has already started, right? And this is what the scriptures say. You can't. Do I have it up? Isaiah 54:17. It says, no weapon forged, or it says formed against thee shall prosper. And every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, his elect. And their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shah. Anyway, that's all I have on that show.